Alrighty, so we're gonna start a paint process here. We did a nice time lapse, so shouldn't take too long. I shortened it down to about a 5-minute video, but it did take me an hour and a half to paint this entire piece, and some of the video did get cut off at the end. Luckily, I'll at least get the final shot for you, so you won't be left wondering what it looks like. As you can see, I'm adding this dark color in between my bricks on my little oven. The reasoning for that is because I want the bricks to sort of pop out as individual pieces, and this will help them do that by adding this low light shadow. One way that a lot of people will do this is they'll actually do a wash over the entire piece, and then they'll take like a wet cloth and they'll wipe all the glaze off of it. But I didn't do that. Instead, I just painted by hand because I've never actually done a wash. I'll probably try it on the next one. This was definitely very tedious, and I probably wouldn't do it again. So this process felt very slow. By the time I was done, my back was definitely killing me. As you can see, I'm working my way through. It takes forever, but eventually we do get there. And we're almost there. Unfortunately, as soon as I'm done outlining all these bricks, I have to go back in and do it again. Because with glaze, you always want to add 2 to 3 coats of something in order to get the colors you're looking for. So here you can see I'm going back around. I'm just using a tiny brush, being very methodical about it. But that's probably why it took me, an hour and a half to paint this whole piece. You'll see here, I'm putting my paint back 'cause I'm very stingy. Cleaning it out. See, we've got Michelle and some of her friends in the background. They're painting some pumpkins while I'm painting this piece. We all finished at just about the same time. Now I'm adding these highlights to the top left of the brick. The idea was that I'd use a lighter color for the whole brick and then kind of do a wash of a darker color. It didn't really end up working out that way. As you'll see in the final shots, it ends up looking just kind of like the same red all around, and these highlights sort of disappeared. Had I known that, I probably wouldn't have done them. That, or I would have gone back in and done, a lot thicker on my second coat. With underglazes, unless you've done it over and over and over again, there's no way to guarantee the results you're looking for. You just have to have a lot of experience and continue to try and try and try until you get it just right. I unfortunately haven't used these underglazes much, so I'm not very practiced with them. But I'm still really happy with the result. Yeah, I think I only did 1 coat, so that's probably my issue. As you can see, I'm doing a wash of the red. I'm just kind of lightly brushing it over every brick. And I'm letting some of it get into the cracks to improve the overall color as well. Yeah, and at this point I started to notice that the tan at the very top of my piece started to crackle. I think the main issue for that was because the glaze itself was a lot more dry and thick than it should have been. So I'm kind of going through and adding water and trying to resolve some of that crackling. I just know that it's gonna do a lot of crawling in the kiln. And crawling is a pretty bad issue. It's essentially where the glaze kind of latches onto itself instead of the piece that you've painted it onto. And it did end up happening with this piece, which is disappointing. But it wasn't that bad. And it kind of looks like I meant to do it with the piece that it is. It's kind of like a stucco. Right around here is where the video cuts off. My phone died. You'll see I'm painting this hook, and then there's a little walk that goes on top. Luckily, Michelle's here to comfort me because my camera wasn't rolling. And here's the final product. I think it came out pretty good. What do you guys think? As you can see, I've got a little spatula here that I can use to put the flame in and out of the oven. Came out pretty good in my opinion.